Imagine this. You start a brand new job, and your first task is to swim 200 yards to a very large boat over a vast body of water. Scary, right? Wouldn't it be nice to have some help? What if there was a device that could help bring you aboard? This is called onboarding.
Onboarding describes the process of bringing in new employees and ensuring they have what they need to be successful. It integrates new employees into their organization by familiarizing them with various areas of their job. So why is this important? Research performed by the American Bar Association found that 86% of new hires spend their first 6 months on the job deciding whether or not to stay. And 100% of bosses should be concerned about that. Employees define the organization's culture and maintain its productivity and long-term viability. Therefore, creating a strong and positive onboarding process directly impacts employee retention.
Now, let's clarify. You might be thinking we're talking about orientation, but actually, orientation is a commonly used tool of the onboarding process, which encourages the new employee's adaptation. Metaphorically, orientation is like the filling in a delicious, fresh, handmade, baked with love pie.
Anyone else hungry?
Back on topic. There are several types of orientation, including group, one-on-one, buddy or mentor, and self-directed.
So back to onboarding. It's like a pie. Essentially, effective onboarding programs are the key ingredients that help companies establish a more solid foundation that supports both the employees and the organization. These are the ingredients to success.
As future professionals, the onboarding process intrigued us, so we decided to dive a little deeper. Utilizing our student perspectives, we investigated onboarding programs in the education industry through research and interviews of a mid-sized Western Regional Public University. Our interviews consisted of faculty and staff members hired within a single year within the last 5 years. In this video, we will summarize our findings, which are ways to enhance university onboarding programs.
We'll start by looking at what doesn't work. A survey aimed to analyze the effectiveness of orientation programs found some common mistakes made by employers. These mistakes were that the orientations didn't use time efficiently, had too much unguided learning, disclosed too much information in a short period of time, and failed to connect formal expectations and evaluation. The University of Vermont's Technical Services Partnership Employee Engagement Team disclosed their earliest mistakes, being that their orientations were too short, had limited practical application, were limited in scope, and short on feedback. Ultimately, it is important to balance and spread out information because it helps employees retain the information, creating a smoother transition into the company.
Now that we got that out of the way, we can focus on what does work. Successful onboarding programs focus on the employee and should include engagement, learning, and support. Overall, a successful program gives long-term benefits such as reducing turnover and mistakes, saving money, and boosting employee morale. New employee orientation plays a key role in this.
First and foremost, the organization should demonstrate coinciding values, not only to help reassure the new employee that they made the right choice, but to also ensure that the new employee is educated on the core principles that the organization values the most. Further, leading to a more ethical and knowledgeable employee. For example, the Mayo Medical Clinic redesigned their new hire orientation to emphasize their core values. Through unique and interactive exercises such as games and scavenger hunts, they were able to highlight the safety expectations, heritage, and their core values in an engaging and memorable way. Another useful onboarding practice focuses on highlighting employee contributions, recognition, and opportunities. Recognizing employees for their exemplifying good behavior demonstrates that they are valued assets to the company.
Overall, our research showed that socialization is the most vital element of the onboarding process. Orientation can be one of the best ways to facilitate and boost this socialization element, providing relationship-building opportunities and making a memorable first impression. The Mayo Clinic's orientation offers employees various activities and exercises to socialize and network. They encourage conversations about diversity and creating a respectful work environment. In addition, they feature icebreakers, team building activities, and stretch breaks to help prepare employees for stressful situations. All in all, relationship building is one of the most important aspects of bringing a new employee on board and making them feel comfortable. North Carolina University libraries center their onboarding process specifically on socialization. They implemented mentor programs designed to help the employee transition into their new job. This helps create loyalty and trust between the new employee and the organization, while also adding an element of support.
Universities must be particularly aware of their onboarding processes because of the responsibilities held by their employees. In the world of higher education, cultural conflicts, sexual assault, and unprofessional behaviors are not exactly a rare occurrence. Since many faculty members make the transition from the professional world into academia, it is crucial that they be trained on handling these types of situations.
The solutions we came to are based on our research and interviews. Our interviews were conducted with staff and faculty members at a mid-sized Western Regional Public University.
Our first recommendation to universities is to emphasize their positive culture during the onboarding process. Establishing a culture of inclusiveness and socialization is the foundation of a solid onboarding process. Universities can do this by being intentional about sharing their mission and values. For example, according to the feedback from our interviews, the new hires liked the current culture and open-ended meetings with supervisors, HR, and other executives. They left feeling welcomed.
Our second recommendation is to ensure the onboarding program receives the funding necessary to be successful. Investment is key. Onboarding should make a memorable first impression, so it is important for the employees to feel valued. Although HR may not directly control their onboarding budget, research has shown that greater investment in orientation and offering physical resources is very beneficial. Providing meals, pamphlets, and other items will help solidify a more memorable onboarding process. A faculty member mentioned that during the onboarding process, at a previous job, they sent out CDs and informational packets to aid in the transition and give additional information about the organization. This made them feel valued and even more excited to start their new job.
Our third recommendation is to use this funding to re-engineer the logistics of the program in order to further enhance the positive culture we previously mentioned. Implementing changes such as condensing orientation lectures and using multiple methods of delivery, including technical instruction, adding departmental orientations, and putting a personal touch on the onboarding process would reap many benefits. These changes could leave the employee feeling valued and prepared for work, quicker than they would have otherwise. All the faculty members interviewed stated that the informational lectures during orientation were educational, but too detailed and too long, resulting in difficulty retaining what they were told. By cutting down on the time spent on lectures and using diverse methods of delivery, the information would more likely be retained.
Our fourth and final recommendation is to increase opportunities for socialization. Greater employee engagement was the number one recommendation from staff and faculty. By including more icebreakers and team-building opportunities during orientation, new employees begin to network and build lasting relationships with people both inside and outside of their departments. This not only helps new hires develop a greater support system within the university, but also encourages diversity and a stronger work environment. Mentorships and buddy programs are specifically beneficial for socialization because it aids the smooth transition.
In conclusion, a solid onboarding process sets the employee on a path for success. Like the great philosopher Aristotle once stated, "Well begun is half done."